Alright, so we're ready to configure the multifunction device to for the Smart East Solutions Edge connectivity. We want to open our web browser. It may be Internet Explorer, it may be Safari, whatever the customer is using on their PC is what we want to use. Chrome, just whatever they've got, and we'll point the browser to the internal web page of the device. Centerware Internet Services, CWIS is what the name is called, but it's the internal web page of the machine. And we'll go to Properties. We'll enter our default username and password. And if the customer's changed the password, then we'll need to get that from them to gain access to the settings. But when we log in, we want to go to the TCP/IP settings to make sure our gateway and our subnet mask and most significantly DNS server information is populated. So to get to that, we go again to Properties, and then we're going to go over here to Connectivity. Then under Connectivity, we're going to go to Protocols, and under Protocols, we're going to go to TCP/IP. In some machines, depending on software versions and that sort of thing, it may say IP Internet Protocol, but one of the two, we'll select it, and we get our machine's IP address, the subnet mask, the gateway, domain name information, and DNS servers. And we just want to validate that our subnet mask matches what's programmed for the customer's PC, as well as the gateway. And if when we did the IP config /all command, we were able to see that for the customer's PC, and we're just comparing the subnet mask, the gateway. If they have a DNS suffix, that would be our domain name that would populate here. If not, their internet provider may be a good alternate to program in here, being bellsouth.net or comcast.net. Something like that. Some machines we can leave this blank and everything is okay. Others it requires us to populate that box with something, and you just want to type something in there. Definitely, when we did the IP config, if they had a DNS suffix, we want to populate that here. If not, it's not nearly as important that what the specific information is here, but we could just type a local domain or local or work group or home group or anything like that if we were just looking for something to type in the box, if the device required that box to be populated. And then again, DNS servers, this is the most common reason that the device does not talk to the Edge server, as the DNS server information is not populated. DNS is what the multifunction device is going to use to resolve the host name for the Edge server to an IP address so that it can communicate. So without this, it can't resolve that name and can never get to where it needs to go. And we just want to validate that this information is what we pulled from the PC, from the customer's PC when we did the IP config all command. We'd start with we'd list them in order as they were listed on when we ran that command. The first IP address, then if there were a second or a third, and populate there. And we'll scroll down and apply. Oops. Scroll down and we'd select apply, and here I didn't change anything, but had I changed something, then those that would take effect, and then we'd be good to go. On some machines we may have to reboot after we change this, particularly some of the newer devices and some of the different controllers. This machine actually does pretty good not rebooting, but when in doubt, reboot. Also, if you've come in here and we know all our settings are good and it's still not communicating, reboot, because it may not have, while it may be listed here accurately, it may not be applied properly to the configuration set. And back over here on our menu, some locations require proxy servers, and if we've discovered that they need a proxy server and we know what that is, then we'd come over here to the menu, select proxy server, and we would enable proxy server and then program the information, either IP address or host name, and most significantly the port number as well. Um, we're not actually using a proxy server here, but if we were, we would enable it, and we'd plug in the IP address and then the port number, which could be 8080 or it might be 8000. Those are the two most common, but it certainly could be just about anything. So when we get the proxy server, we also want to know what port they're running on. Also, they may use a host name as opposed to an IP address, so it may be proxy server at business.com or something other like that. Just whatever they may have defined there, and we'd set it to host name and plug that in, as well as the port. And when that's set up, we'd be good to go to connect. Again, most of the time, we probably are not going to run into issues with a proxy server. By and large, a lot of our customers do not use proxy servers, and I would say typically the smaller the company or the customer, the less likely they're invested in proxy servers. It's typically more corporation level that set up proxy servers to use. So with that, we would go back over here to our menu on the left hand side under General Setup, Smart eSolutions, Registration, and depending on machine and software levels, these screens look slightly different, but essentially there's we can see here that this one's already enabled, so it's already connecting. I can set up several things. I could have gone to the proxy server here, and then there's the register with the communication server. That's primarily where I want to go, so I select that, and this is where I would say enrolled or not enrolled, or something along those lines. Here it was called registration. There was the box was labeled start registration or register, and then you check it and then apply, and then it goes out and talks, and it comes back when it's registered. And I've got the option to turn it off now, but we want it on. We want it to say that the status is registered, and we can set the transmission time, and then we apply, and everything is ready to go. What we're looking for is that confirmation that we get on this other page with that it's enabled. The green is good. If it was not, it would be a red circle with the white X, just like up here. On some devices, there's the test communication. Now you click that, and it goes through the process, and it'll give you a green and a check to indicate that it's good, and a red with an X on it to indicate that it was not good. We're looking for the green and the check, and that everything's set up and configured. And at that point, there's nothing else from the device standpoint that can be configured. It's communicating and talking, and that's all we need it to do.